We are headed east on US 52, and we spot our first train. Just to the right of the tracks is the Ohio River, which we will be crossing pretty soon to get to Kenova. We are riding along the rails of the ex-Norfolk and Western, which will cross the river just before we do. I was considering turning left and heading for Huntington, which looks like it would be a lot more rail active than Kenova. But I was really starting to get pooped at this point and didn't want to deal with a strange city and the traffic. Coming up, it's Welcome to West Virginia. The Ohio River serves as the border between the two states. I might add here that the voice you're hearing was recorded years later, after 2010 when the video was shot. We take Interstate 64 south and promptly land in a riverside park in Kenova. There's a lot of chemical plants in this area, since the coal supply is near, and transportation is provided by the Ohio River and the various railroads. In fact, that is probably a coal barge right there. At the top of your screen and to the left is our location, right at the junction of the Big Sandy River and the Ohio. There are tracks on both sides of the river. The Norfolk and Western, now Norfolk Southern, and the C&O, delivering Amtrak service, now part of CSX. We are looking at the Big Sandy River, which is quite a big river in itself. This is probably the trestle that carries the Norfolk and Western tracks over the Ohio and into Kenova.
AM 519 2010 519 2010 dispatcher executed.
On the way out of the park, we spot a train. Well, at least an engine.
5 more cars, 265-5.
Back in Kenova again, seeking out Route 52. One of these bridges probably carry the ex-C&O tracks. Maybe an interchange track? Google Maps lists this huge complex as a refinery, probably a coal refinery. Here's the plan from Kenova to Williamson. Even if we don't see any trains, the position lights are still in place here in 2010. The location is a good place for transportation, being provided by the Big Sandy River behind the plant and the railroad. And the source for raw material? Coal. There's plenty of it around near the plant. Coal, when processed at one of these plants, yields coke, coal tar, and coal gas. Out of these core ingredients comes cement production, carbon fibers, foams, medicine, tars, synthetic petroleum-based fuels, home and commercial heating, and a lot more. No trains yet, but cars and plenty of them, and loads too. Does that count? Most of Route 52 runs right along the rails. I hope you have better luck than I did as far as spotting trains. And keep in mind, this was 2010. And things have changed, so some additional research might be in order while planning your trip. There's plenty of places to pull off and take pictures, and a lot of trucks too, so be careful. And for those not into trains, there's plenty of West Virginia scenery. Look what I found. I bet they're gone by now.
I got 98 J. Yep. Reportedly on main 2CW.
Now, this looks interesting. Let's check it out on the map before we get there. We are on the line that runs adjacent to the river. Over across is the state of Kentucky.
Hey, Orion, over.
When we got to Williamson, we grabbed a burger and found a place right next to the tracks and hoped for the best. Not that many trains, but I hope you enjoyed the ride. I certainly enjoyed your company along the way. Here's a link to a video already up on YouTube as we continue our journey from Williamson to Bluefield on the Coal Heritage Road. Now that is also US 52.